The 417 Gamers is a group of board, tabletop, and card gamers in the 417 area code. This is the podcast.
Welcome to the 417 Gamer Podcast, episode 67, the one with Nightmare Productions. In the four, Andrea and I talk about 4 games that we've been playing recently. We talk Mandala, Big Sur, Wingspan, and Doomlings. In the one topic of the show, we review the auction horror movie building game Nightmare Productions. And in the 7, we talk about 7 games that we think you might like if you like Nightmare Productions. Without further ado, the 417 Gamer Podcast. Welcome to the 417 Gamer Podcast. My name's Rick.
And I'm Andrea.
In the 4, we'd like to talk about 4 games that we've been playing recently. We love our 2-player games.
We do.
And we have a stack of them. And this
a
is a
stack?
game... We do, it's a stack. This is a game we've actually had for a little bit, but we hadn't gotten it back to the table in a little bit.
We played it a lot right after we got it.
Yeah. But that's we don't really get rid of too many of our 2 players because it kind of shadows our dog. Our dog will play with one of his toys for like a week or 2, and then he won't play with it for months. Then all of a sudden, Dragon will make his way back out, or
Purple guy. Or purple guy.
Yeah, purple guy. He's got purple guy and green guy. Green guy will go outside for months, and they're like, well, what happened to green guy? And then I'll pick him up from making sure I don't mow over him, and he's like, oh yeah, green guy, he's awesome.
And then I play with him straight for a week.
So that's Mandala. Mandala, I don't think we played for a year and a half. And Mandala is designed by Trevor Benjamin and Brett J. Gilbert. It is published by Lookout Games. In Mandala, it's got a nice cloth mat that unfolds. And there are 6 colors that you play with these square cards. There's black, there's purple, yellow, orange, green, and red. When you play, you can either play to the mountain or you can play to your side of the field. By observing a couple rules. When you play to your side of the field, you can play as many of one color as you want, but only one color. And you can play 1 to the mountain, and then you get to draw up to 3 cards. You have a hard hand limit, I think, of either 6 or 7. But once you look at your opponent's field and the mountain and your field, if all 6 colors are represented, then you destroy the mandala and you claim cards. When you claim the cards from the mountain, whoever played the most cards into their field gets first pick of the cards of the mountain. And you pick one of the colors and you take all the cards of that color. And on your mat, you have your river. The first card of a color will get pocketed into the scoring location. That card itself does not score. It sets the tone of how all subsequent cards collected will be scored. Then all the rest of the cards that you've maybe picked up of that color are put face down in a little square called your cup. And then the player that did not win the mountain, they get to pick, and you alternate back and forth until all the cards are taken. Now, if somebody did not play into their field at all, they still get to pick cards from the mountain, but they don't get to place them in their river or cup. They just have to discard them. You keep on playing until somebody has filled their river with all 6 colors into those scoring spots, or if the deck has been completely ran out. It's a fun little push-pull puzzle because you have 2 mountains that are 2 mandalas going at a time, and you'll have a handful of cards, and there's only 6 colors. So there's going to be sometimes where you just have a handful of yellow and you don't want to play yellow. But it's that push-pull on how do you play, where do you play, and when do you pull back. And you almost always want to play at least 1 into your field to make sure that even if they're going to win that mountain and start getting colors, that you get something.
Yeah, and sometimes something saves you from losing.
Yeah. Scoring is interesting. The game is pretty. I like the mat. The square cards are, and I'm not very good at shuffling is my one little bitty complaint.
Well, they're odd-sized cards.
They are. But this is in that small square box from Lookout Games. It's the same size as like Seven Wonders Duel, Trombone, and all those. About the same size, little small square box. This was published in 2019. Andrea, what game do you want to talk about?
Big Sur.
Yeah, this is a game that we haven't been able to get our hands on, and a friendly local game store has not been able to get their hands on. But you found it pop up in your Amazon.
I did, which was crazy, because usually that's the last place we find these cute little games that we find when we go play test them at Geekway.
Yeah.
I was born in California, and we recently made a trip to Los Angeles to spread my mother's ashes. And so we had been out on the Pacific Coast Highway, and this game is basically you putting...
PCH?
Ah, yes, the PCH. And this game is basically you're drawing cards and you're laying them out and they connect to make the highway. And depending on what features are on the cards is how you score your points, because you'll have point scoring cards that say, like, if you have 3 mountain ranges together or 3 forest icons together, you get so many points. The back side of the card is a resource. So you will use the same cards as payment to buy cards out of the tableau, and when you flip them over, they become your highway.
Yeah. Very fun game. It's over quick.
It is.
You don't build as much highways you feel like you should have, but we also have only scratched the surface. I think we've only played this 3 or 4 times.
Yes.
This needs some more exploring. And on BGG, it says they think it plays best at 2. We haven't played it at 2 so far.
We haven't.
We played it at 4 a few times.
Yes.
Big Sur is designed by Mondo Davis, and it's published by 25th Century Games. Next, we're going to be talking about...
Wingspan.
Wingspan is designed by Elizabeth Hargrave, published by Stonemaier Games. We have the big box. We have all the stuff. The only thing we did not play with is the new Hummingbird Americas expansion. But I feel like when everything's thrown in, this is my favorite of the spans. Because there's so much different strategy. There's so much different combos of the birds. In base Wingspan, there's a couple really strong birds, and if somebody gets those birds, you're almost like, oh, they're going to kick my butt.
And they do. They do kick your butt. I like the expansion that gives you nectar, because nectar is a wild resource. And sometimes I would get stuck playing the base Wingspan where I needed, say, a worm to be able to play any card in my hand. And no worm came out in the roll, so I would lose an entire round of not being able to do anything.
Yep.
This expansion with nectar fixed that for me, and I'm back to enjoying the game again.
Good. Yeah, it offers new birds. So in the base game, there was between round birds, and I guess maybe they already always had the between rounds and end of game birds, but I feel like there's more options for those.
Yes.
There's also a lot more birds that help you go get extra bonus cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you guys took those as seriously as I did, because I skipped those as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to come out on the win because I play so much digital.
He plays it on his phone daily.
Yeah, multiple times a day.
Yeah.
And I wanted you guys to experience, when you throw all of it in,
Mm-hmm.
how much variability and how much... Because you love your engine builders.
I do.
And I feel like Wingspan, with all the expansions, is a great engine builder. Not just good. Base game good. Fully expanded great.
Yes, I agree.
Now,
and I'm glad we did.
With the Asia, that allows you to play up to 7, I won't do. I will keep it at 5 max. But...
Yeah, 7 would be a long game.
Yeah. They have a way for you to play simultaneous turns, but I've played it a couple times and I don't enjoy it. That's just me. That's preference. Last but not least, we are talking Doomlings. This is published by Doomlings LLC. It is designed by Justice Meyer and Andrew Meyer. We got some review copies, or not. We got a play-to-win copy for MoonCityCon 2026, and we absolutely appreciate that. We also got a fully tricked-out game that I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it's going to go into our auction for the Boys and Girls Club
Yes,
for their charity.
it will.
So thank you very much from Doomlings. That was awesome. Doomlings is a cute little game where you're competing for dominance before the world's inevitable destruction. But it's cutesy little cards that you're going to play that take effects. Throughout the game, you're gonna draw trait cards from the pile, and then you get to play them for various points. Traits can have special abilities, bonuses, and it might let you do some stuff for you. It might let you do some stuff to others. Mm-hmm. It might hurt everybody.
It's not as take that of a game as the game like Munchkin card game would be.
I think it is, but I think it's cuter.
I enjoyed it more. I don't like the so much take that in Munchkin. This has a little bit for me, but still enough I can do and still enjoy the game.
Plays 2 to 6. Plays anywhere. They're saying between 20 and 45. I think we hit like the 30, 35 minute mark. It plays pretty quick. And I think the game we played might have had some expansions to it as well. Yeah. There's different colors for the gene pools. There's like purple, green, yellow, red, blue, gray. And each of the gene pool colors kind of have a various effect. Like purple is kind of shady, witchy. Green is kind of like growth. Red is kind of like fire, burny. Blue can be watery or icy. You can like freeze people's stuff to where they can't do a thing for a round. Yeah. I thought it was cute. I thought it was fun. I think for our play and win, the people that err on the lighter side games, I think they're going to pick it up, play it, and enjoy it.
Absolutely.
So, and the deluxe game with the foil cards and all the shiny bits, that's very, very nice.
Oh, yeah.
So, Doomlings LLC, thank you very much. Justice Meyer and Andrew Meyer, thank you very much. We talked about 4 games. You want to talk about the topic of the show?
Absolutely.
Where we are talking... Oh, we're going to review a game.
Yes, we are.
Nightmare Productions. Catch you on the other side.
MoonCityCon is on its way. It'll take place August 14th through the 16th at the Hilton Garden Inn in Springfield, Missouri. Get your badges now at MoonCityCon.com. Don't forget the Infiltration Pack. It comes with an exclusive t-shirt, commemorative badge, a red velvet cupcake in addition to your attendee cookie, and 1 extra hour of gaming on opening day. That Infiltration Pack is an add-on you can find in the merch store. Come on out for some great games, prizes, good vendors, great times. MoonCityCon 2026, a meeple among us, MoonCityCon.com.
The one topic of the show is our review of the auction horror movie making game Nightmare Productions. This is designed by Reiner Knizia, published by Trick or Treat Studios. This is a re-theme of... He's put this game out many times as Dream Factory, Hollywood Blockbuster, Trump Fabric, Golden Age, Cine Papoka. It's a really good auction game. In this game, everybody is the production studio of a movie house. They start off with 3 movies that they're making. One is a slasher flick, one is a monster flick, one is a supernatural.
Yes.
And those are the 3 categories. There's purple, green, red. Each turn, a new lot of actors, shooting locations, directors, music composers, and props will come up for auction. Starting with the first player of that turn, everybody will start bidding until one person's still left standing with monies. Everybody else has passed. That person spends all of their money. They win everything that was in that auction lot. They may then put those on their movie strips that have spots that have symbology dedicated to the director is a megaphone. The villain has like a 3/claw mark. The musical composer has a musical note. There's a filming location, looks like a building. The prop looks like a butcher knife. And at the very bottom, there's also the potential for a cameo. Cameo is a tile that's got a little yellow C in the corner of it and just adds to your movie. At the end of that auction, once somebody's put all their stuff in there, if they have all of the slots filled, then they have made that movie. Every piece has a star value of 0 to 4. Like your legendary creatures that you auction off, they're worth 4 stars. They're a big deal. The 3 movies you start with a 2-star movie, a 3-star movie, and a 4-star movie. So you add up all the stuff you put in there, plus your movie's initial value, and that's how many points that movie's worth. You do, and each round has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to say 8 auctions and 2 horror con visits. After you go through 4 rounds, whoever's made the most points wins the game. So we like to review these games through 5 criteria: presentation, how they look on your shelf in a retail environment, and how they look when the game's set up; components and rulebook, how nice are the components to hold, how easy the rulebook to get into; gameplay, do you like the gameplay, is it intuitive; also how well does the player count. It's one thing that we haven't really delved into enough on, I think, on some of our ratings.
Yeah.
Some games say they play, this one says it plays 2 to 5. And honestly, we'll get into that when we talk gameplay. Some games play better at different counts. Theme. How much does the theme evoke itself in the game? How much do you enjoy the theme? And then it factor. How much do you want to play this game? Andrea, when we talk about presentation, what do you think about Nightmare Productions?
I like it a lot. When you say presentation, are you talking table presence or yeah?
And the box art and how it looks on our game shelf. How much does it make you want to pull the game off? Is just art?
I'm going to say 4.0.
Okay.
It has very much that 1980s Friday the 13th kind of
Jason,
art. Yeah, Jason vibe going on, that kind of artwork. It's the tokens on the board are really nice. And then the little awards that you win are stand-up, standee kind of, which fits with the movie theme.
And they're cardboard standees. And just from a presentation standpoint, the art looks nice. So whenever you're coming by, people do look at it. The board almost looks like a roll and move track. And that's where you put the pieces for the auction. Each of the spaces have a number, and that's how many pieces you'll put in there for that auction. It might be 3, it might be 4, it might be 2. And then the very first spot is always the legendary creature of that round. So it might be the Vampire Lord, it might be the werewolf, the black creature from the lagoon, or something along those lines. But presentation-wise, the box is on the goofy side, and I think it plays into its strength. It does. We saw this game last year, going to a friendly local game store up in Bolivar, CK Games, and that's where we picked it up this year because he still had a copy left. And I was like, "Oh, what's that?" He explained it, and I'm like, "Man." And we don't make it up to Bolivar as much as we like, but we're like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to put that in my on the back burner because didn't have the money at that moment." But the theme sounded awesome, and we both enjoy a good auction game. That brings us to components and rulebook. Now, you talked about the standees, and usually a lot of people, I wouldn't say, standees come and go. Everybody's been on a miniatures hype for a while. They like the plastic miniature, but I really think that these being able to be cardboard standees to where they can put different artwork for, you get awards for the first person to make a supernatural, a slasher, and a monster movie. And then you get a end of the round award, like the Critics' Choice Awards, are worth 5 points, and you get one of those. And then the very end of the movie, whoever made the best supernatural, the best slasher, the best monster movie gets another award. I thought all the standees look good. The board is muted because it's not.
It doesn't detract from the pieces.
Right. It lets the pieces sing, because the pieces are what you want. It helps to highlight the thing that you really want to look at. It brings all of your attention to each one of those auctions. Components and rulebook, it's nice, thick cardboard. The little movie strips, we've played it a handful of times. They seem to be holding up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give this a nice solid 4.
I was going to go 4.25.
Okay. Gameplay. What are your thoughts on gameplay?
It's very easy to understand thematically, and if you're a fan, a movie buff, or you like the horror genre, you're gonna love this game.
Yeah. So this is one where I said we're going to start looking at how well it plays on player count. I don't care for this at 2. 3 is fine. 4 and 5 is fantastic.
Yes.
Honestly, at 3, I felt like we finished movies quick enough, and whenever you finish a movie, you grab another one.
Yeah.
But the stack of reserved movies is only so big, and I think we got through that stack in round 3.
We did.
So round 4, people were finishing up their movies, and there was nothing else to grab.
Yeah.
So if there was an expansion that added more movies, but then you also might run into a runaway leader problem, which might kind of sour some people in the game, which I'd understand.
Yes, of course.
So when I take player count into consideration, I'm going to give it a 3.8. I think 4 and 5. If it was just 4 and 5, I would say this is probably a 4.5. Mm-hmm. But because I think 3 plays meh and 2, blah, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it down to a 3.8.
I'm going to give it a 4.0 because I did like it at 3 more than you did.
Yeah. That brings us to the theme. And you like your thematic games.
I love them.
And theme really doesn't necessarily sing for me, but the theme is what makes this auction game. Because honestly, that's it. It's just auctions. Mm-hmm. Now, when you go to the horror con, you flip them over, and it's equal tiles to how many people are playing, and everybody gets a tile to put in their movies. So it's kind of cool. It's thematically, you've gone to horror con, and you're trying to reach out to people to come do your film. And
you're
like,
networking. You might get a cameo out of it, or a
cool prop.
Yeah. So yeah, thematically, 4.25 for me.
4.25. See, on this one, I'm higher on theme because I don't like horror movies necessarily. I like the idea of them more than them.
Right.
Because at Halloween time, I do like seeing all the movies. I like seeing my friends that love horror movies having a good time.
Yeah.
But for me, But the theme itself here is what drew me in and got me to buy the game. I'm giving this a 4.5. I really like the auctions and it. So and we're going to talk about 7 games that we recommend. One of those games is also an auction game, and I think the theme on it is not as strong on it. I think it might be actually a slightly better auction, but I think the theme is less, so I prefer this game to it, to be honest. That brings us to It Factor. How much do you want to play this game?
It would definitely be a who am I playing with it game.
Yeah.
I think more so than other games that we have. I'm very, very excited to play this with my brother's girlfriend because she's a huge horror movie buff. She's got tattoos of some of her favorite horror flicks. So excited to play with her, 5.0. Excited to play with other people, 4.5.
Okay, 4.5 total?
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, as far as a simple mechanic game, this is really high for me. Mm-hmm. Do I want to play it every single week? No. But it's right now, it's a staple in my bag, depending on who comes out. If we have a mixed mash of people, some people that are, deep gamers, and then we have some people that haven't played games in a while, I think everybody can understand the auction.
Absolutely, yeah.
And once you've gone through at least 2 auctions, or no more than 2 auctions, I think you understand what's going on.
Definitely.
So I'm going to put this at a 4.25, and I know it doesn't sound as much as yours, but I have so many games that I want to get played.
Sure.
And I have no problem playing this over a lot of other games. So, when we take the amount of points that we've graded, we divide by the possible 25 total points. Andrea, you gave a total of 21 points. I gave a total of 20.55. Your final score for Nightmare Productions is an 84, and mine is an 82.2, which rounds down to a flat 82.
Yeah.
I think that's a strong
Absolutely.
score. That is Nightmare Productions, published by Trick or Treat Studios, designed by Reiner Knizia. And what games do you think people would like if they like Nightmare Studios? You want to talk about that on the other side?
Absolutely.
You're listening to the 417 Gamer Podcast. You can listen to us on Libsyn, Spotify, and over on the 417 Gamer YouTube. If you'd like to contact the show, head over to facebook.com/Hobby Gaming Network or leave a comment on the YouTube page. Now, on to the 7. The 7 in the 417 Gamer Podcast, we're talking about 7 games that we think you might like if you enjoyed Nightmare Productions. Number 7, we're going to start off with Fury of Dracula. This is by theme alone. The mechanics completely different. This is a one versus many. One person plays Dracula, and during the daytime, they're trying to have a nice hideout so people don't find them and hit them with the stakes through the heart and all that stuff. The other players are the vampire hunters. During the night phase, they're acquiring things, getting cards, and Dracula in the night phase is potentially either hunting them or making a hasty retreat. During the daytime is when they're trying to make their ground to find him, find his coffin, and do Dracula some harm. Very fun. One versus many. You really need to have one person that has a grasp of this game that can teach everybody else. And that person generally has to play Dracula the first time. But if your group does like it, play it a few times, then you can, pass Dracula around. Good time, one versus many. That's Fury of Dracula, designed by Frank Books, Stephen Hand, and Kevin Wilson. Number 6, Andrea.
No Thanks.
No Thanks is designed by Thorsten. Yeah.
That's the name of the game, not that I was refusing.
Aww.
Take my turn. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. It's designed by Thorsten Gimler. What is No Thanks, Andrea?
I'm assuming that you put it in this list because of the choosing auction mechanic, where there is something that gets a card that gets turned out, and if you do not want it, you have a pile of little gems that you put on the card and say no thanks, and then but you might actually want it, but you're just trying to bid it up so that if you decide to take that card, you get a lot of those gems back. Same mechanic as in the game Nightmare Productions. If there's something that you really want, you might bid it up. So
yeah, that's exactly why. Put it on there. It's also it has a closed auction. Everybody starts with 10 beads. So the cards are points and points are bad. The beads are negative points of whatever you have, but the beads are the only way you can throw them on cards and avoid cards. But as you said, eventually you might have to take cards. And if they're sequential exactly one apiece, the lower card goes on top of the higher card, and now that whole stack is just worth the top card. And then all your beads subtract off of what you've earned. But it's simple mechanics, very fun, and I would say if you like this game and you haven't played Nightmare Productions, give Nightmare Productions a whirl. And if you want a shorter, lighter game to lead people into Nightmare Productions, you're like, okay, I want something to break the ice, get them acquainted with the auction mechanic we're about to use, throw No Thanks in there, because I think it's a really cool little window.
Sure.
Segue of gamings, if you would. Number 5 is going to be QE. This is designed by Gavin Birnbaum. This is an auction game where you are auctioning off all the resources of the various government's stuffs. So it could be like the housing market of the United States. It could be the farming subsidies of Japan. It could be the dollar of Iran. you take the helm of one of those governments, and you're all bidding on these things, and one person will put a bid down, and everybody will they'll show it face up, and then everybody will put theirs face down and slide it over. If they bid above what that amount is, they own that. And all the industries have various points for the end of the game. So it could be 1 to like 4. But in QE, you can put as much as you want in your bid. You can start off with $1. You can do $1 trillion. And it's funny because every game is slightly different based on how aggressive people want to go on their bids. But another auction game. Theme is kind of there, but plays really, really well. Number 4.
Mansions of Madness by Corey Knizia. And I'm guessing you put this one on here for theme.
I did. Mansions of Madness, there are 2 versions. The original version is kind of a one versus many-ish. One person operates the house, everybody else goes through it. The second one operates off the app, so everybody can play cooperatively. You do need to make sure you set the house up correctly, but the app plays really well with it. You go into rooms, you investigate, some puzzles will pop up. You'll have some different quests. You'll have some bad guys that'll pop up, but a very, very, really, very, very horror-themed game. Very well done. Number 3 is going to be For Sale, another auction game. Surprise!
What?
This is designed by Steph and Dora. We played this. You've actually played this a few times.
I like For Sale.
We'll have a friend come on in the next episode, and we'll talk about how often we don't play games sometimes. How dare they? We play games multiple times.
Sometimes.
What? But in For Sale, everybody starts with like $12 million. You'll start flipping out houses, and there's equal number of houses flipped out as number of players. Everybody starts bidding. Whoever chickens out first gets the lowest property, loses half their money to the bank, and you keep on going around to whoever bid the highest, they lose all their money to the bank, and they get the highest property. You go through all the properties in the game, multiple rounds until they're all bid. Then you flip to the second half. The second half, you have offers to buy these properties that range from 0 to 15 million. The offers get flipped up and everybody gets to see it, and then everybody takes one of their properties and plays it face down. You flip it over. Whoever has the least valuable property takes the lowest offer, and whoever has the highest valuable property takes the most. At the end of the game, you get points, is in millions, on how much you've made in your offers, the people bought your properties, and whatever money you have left from the first auction. Mechanically, great. The theme there, it's another quick auction game that plays really, really well. Andrea, number 2.
Horrified by Peter Lee and Prospero Hall, and I know this one's for theme.
Yep. This is another horror game, and I think this is on the lighter side too. I try to keep most of these lighter in weight because Nightmare Productions
is lighter weight.
Is fairly light in weight.
Yeah.
Besides, I think Fury of Dracula is the heaviest game in this list.
Yeah.
And I would call it medium to light medium weight. But in Horrified, it takes the pandemic, do 4 actions, and then the bad guys do a thing, or the board does a thing to you, and does it really well. And there's several different themes of Horrified. There's the original Horrified, which takes your classic creature features like Frankenstein and his bride, the creature from the Black Lagoon, Dracula, the Invisible Man, stuff like that. Then you also have the Americana monsters, you have the Greek mythos monsters, you have the D&D monsters. So there's several different flavors of Horrified, and they're all kind of grouped into this number 2. Which brings us to number 1, which is
Raw by Reiner Knizia.
So Raw is another closed auction mechanic where you're buying these big. If you have the tricked out game like some of our friends do, it's these big wooden chunky tiles, and so are your bids. Your bids are just flat numbers, so you might have 19, 5, and 2. And you bid, and whenever you bid, you get whatever number. There's a number at the top at the river, and below the river are various offerings. The offerings could be gold, they could be agriculture, they could be favors from the gods, could be steps on the pyramid. You buy all these, and they each have end-around scoring or end-of-game scoring. At the end of the game, whoever scored the most points wins. There's also monies you can earn and all that stuff. Very fun, really good auction mechanic, but the theme it's fine. The theme, I don't care. They could have made it pro wrestling. They could have made it Hello Kitty. But the auction mechanic is very solid. Nightmare Productions is the better theme. Raw is... And I think during the review I said I might like the Nightmare Productions auction better. And I might like it better, but I think Raw has the better mechanical auction. So those are 7 games that we think you might like if you enjoy Nightmare Productions. Did we miss a game that you might recommend? If you played Nightmare Productions already, well, put it in the comments below if you're listening to this on our YouTube, or go over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Hobby Gaming Network. Interact with the show, say hello. Also, we're also on the Instagrams at 417Gamer_podcast. But until next time,
keep gaming.
In the 417.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
The 417 Gamer podcast is recorded and produced by Andrea and Rick Bagwell. The intro music we use, Kind, Gentle, Beautiful Person, and the outro music, Making Up for Lost Time, was created by Origami Reptica. For links to our show notes, the music, and guest links, head over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Hobby Gaming Network. Until next time, keep gaming in the 417.